This conference will now be recorded.
What we discussed in previous class, just 5 minutes we will revise. So in the previous class, I had explained about how to understand the product and how to structurize the product and what are the inputs to be taken into consideration in order to structure this product. So that is what we have discussed. As for this Excel sheet, we have done some updates. So we created a product type based on product category, then transaction type based on transaction category, and we updated a condition type, nominal interest and full repayment on maturity, and then we updated flow type. And you asked me one question, so I think so I did not remember the name, your name. You sent one mail. Hello? Yeah, somebody has sent one mail regarding to flow type. Meenakshi, I think you only sent the mail.
Yeah, I have put it. Yeah,
Yeah. See, you ask
I
one
put in
question.
WhatsApp.
Yeah. You ask one question.
Yes,
So why don't it investment decrease? So here think logically. If you invest in any financial instrument, are you getting additional advantage or you are losing the money?
I'll get additional advantage.
Okay. So that means if you invest, see, always investment is an asset to the organization. It's not liability. So if it is an asset to the organization, it will always increase your capital appreciation or not. Say for example,
Yes,
you have a balance sheet. In a balance sheet, where in which column you will show the assets? That means investments.
investments
Assets.
also in the asset only, current asset or asset. Yeah,
So
asset only.
that is the, it is always investment increase. It's not decrease. So if it is a, you are if you are losing anything, then you can call it as investment decrease. Okay. So that is the reason I assign the investment increase there. For more detailed view, once you do the practice, we will discuss. Then here we discuss up to this point only. That means I will go into the live system so that it's more clear. One second, I will relog. I need to find out the solution for this. Every time I need to quit force and then I need to relog. Okay. So what we have done, come to product configuration. In the product configuration, money market, transaction manager, product type we discuss, transaction type we discuss, flow type we discuss. Update types is not mandatory because update types is already available in the system. Then condition types is necessary. So along with this, some additional configuration is also necessary. So based on this, we have updated the product. That's fine. But that is not end. There is some more principles are there. To continue your product cycle, we need to focus on general settings. For every product, whenever in every product, we have product configuration, product type, transaction type, flow type, condition types. This is quite common. Along with that, we need to maintain organizational settings, transaction management settings, correspondence, and then payment management and accounting. This is also the part of product configuration. Okay. So in today's session, we are going to see how to set up the organizational additional settings, transaction management, correspondence, and payment management and accounting. This is what we are going to discuss. So the previous class that what I had explained, today's class what I had explained, both you need to combine and then we need to go to the end user activity. So what I am going to do is, today I will complete this part. So before coming to the next tomorrow's session, what you need to do is refer my existing session, that what I had explained in money market, and refer the today's session also before coming to the tomorrow's session, because I'm going to focus on end user activities, complete end user activities for money market, so that you will get some clear idea what we are doing. Okay, let's come to the today's topic, organizational settings. So in this, we defined a calculation indicator. Why? Because is when you are going to post any transaction, the debit and credit items is necessary. When you are going to debit any amounts, so it should be updated with standard translation ratio. At the same time, the credit also need to update with standard translation ratio. So if it is not created, you need to create. So you need to go to the new entries, create one rate calc. If it is already available, don't create it. So 01, rate type indicator as M and rate type indicators for C as M. Save it. Then define company code additional data. Take your company code. In our example point of view, we are taking 1000. For temporary reason, we are taking 1000. Later we will come to our company code. So here you need to assign a rate calculation indicator. And also whenever you update the rate calculation indicator, and if you click enter, automatically the system will say rate debit M and credit M. That means standard translation ratio. Then if you do not maintain this, what happened? Even if you do not maintain this, system automatically take the standard translation ratio. So that meaning that this is optional step. It is not mandatory. So, but my recommendation is it better to maintain manually. Then define portfolio. So here there is two scenarios are there. Say for example, we have money market, we have foreign exchange, we have securities, we have trade finance, we have derivatives. Now, if my company, when they are going to post the money market transactions, they want to update in a separate portfolio called money market. So if they want to update all the foreign exchange transactions in one portfolio, then they need to maintain a separate portfolio for foreign exchange. Like that securities also. But some companies, what they will do is they will maintain all these investments only in one portfolio. That means you can maintain as N for each and every financial instrument. You can create your own portfolio, and at the time of posting you can assign it, or else you can create only one portfolio. You can assign this for all financial instruments. That is your choice. So we are in the training. So what I will do is I will create 4 types of portfolios. Take your company code. So here I'm going to create money market, as a separate, forex as a separate, securities as a separate, then trade finance as separate, then derivatives as separate. So save this. Now where we are going to update this. So, and also I'm going to create one consolidation portfolio also as an optional. So let's say CDS, consolidation portfolio. Save it. So now when you are going to post any transaction in front end application, here let's say this is money market, fixed term deposit. So you can take your own portfolio. All the money market transactions falls in this portfolio. Like that, if you are taking foreign exchange, you can post all the foreign exchange in foreign exchange portfolio. So like that you can maintain, or else you can maintain only one portfolio. That is your choice. So what happened if you do like this? Say, if you update all the portfolios in all the transactions into one portfolio, then the things made easier while you are going to analyze your portfolio management. So once you execute a report, you will get all the investments in one portfolio so that you can easily analyze the investments. So that is the reason most of the companies recommended better to create only one portfolio for all financial instruments. But choice is there. Then come to the other part. Come back. Define trader. Actually, here trader in the sense with whom we are going to deal the business. Say for example, for money market, this rule is not applicable because directly we are investing in the bank. So if you are going to buy any foreign exchange, or else if you are going to buy any securities or else derivatives, you require a trader or not?
Yes, clearing house, you're saying that one?
Directly we cannot purchase these financial instruments, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
on behalf of the trader only, we can purchase these financial instruments. So if you want to maintain your own trader, you can maintain your own trader. Say for example, my trader is Morgan Stanley. Save it. Now, where this trader will applicable? Again, go to front end application. Say for example, you have taken 60A. 1 second. Okay, let's take this only. 60A. 60A transaction type 101. Partner. Portfolio. So enter like this. Now here you can see the trader. So if you assign that, so Morgan Stanley, that means what it is indicating is you are going to do the trading based on this trader. So because of that, we are going to maintain this trader option. And this is also optional. It's not mandatory. Come back, close this. So these are the part of organizational data. And here one more point is there. Say for example, right now I'm explaining the first financial instrument called money market. Now you created all these things: calculation indicator, company code, portfolio, trader, everything. So again, when you go to the foreign exchange, do you require to maintain all these things? What, Meenakshi?
No.
No.
It's not mandatory because these are all one-time activities, right? You can skip in the foreign exchange instrument. Like that in securities, you can skip. Derivatives, you can skip. Trade finance also, you can skip.
Okay.
Because that is not product dependent, that is company code dependent. Then
Yeah.
transaction management. So this is also most of the companies, they will take it as an optional. Why? Because is if you have a workflow, in that case only the transaction management we will use. Meaning that, say for example, Mr. Aditya is the responsible person to create a contract. So like that, Meenakshi is a responsible person in order to settle the transaction. So that means there are two persons involved in this case. In such a case, what we will do is define field selection, go to new entries, take your product. We created as FXA, company code, not FXA, I think FXD. FDA. Let's remove this. FDA, company code. Then go to assignment to transaction types, new entries. Click F4 here. Whatever the transaction type you assign, that is updated. company code, product type, and transaction type. With these three combinations, what you want to perform? Let's select this, go to assignments. With these three combinations, what I want to create? Go to front end, come back. Now, with these three combinations, so whether I can create a contract or a fixing or a contract or a settlement. So if you want to give only authorization to contract, then what we will do is we will go to new entries and we will add an activity called contract. So if you want to give the authorization for contract settlement. If you want to give the authorization for rollover, like that, rollover settlement, that is your choice. As per your requirement, you are going to update this. So with the combination of company code and product type and transaction type, I can create a contract. I can do the contract settlement. I can create a rollover and I can create a rollover settlement. Save it. Come back. But who is the person responsibility in this case? Not from here. Now go to release status, adjust copy workflow template, define standard role. Don't change the role because this always the role is standard. Now click enter. Product type FDA, transaction type 100, current approval level 2 because 2 people are there. Release approval level 2, company code FDA. If there is only one person, we are going to use only one. Save this. Now the responsibility is created. Fine. With this product type, with this transaction type, with this company code, how many people are working? 2 people are working. Come back, select this, insert agent assignment, go to user, assign the first user, ADCF101. He is the first user. Then there is another user is also there. So again select user ADCF102. So there are 2 users who are going to work with this product type, transaction type, and company code. You got my points? Hello?
Yes, Aditya. We understood the
I have
Yeah,
working
a
of.
question.
yeah, Aditya. Yeah.
Please raise the question, okay? Because this is the first product. Once the doubts are clarified, it is very simple to understand. Then close this. Then come to correspondence. So when you are going to run any transaction, for each and every transaction, you are expecting some correspondence. Let's take money market fixed term deposit. So if you invest in fixed term deposit, are you expecting some correspondence from the trade from the counterparty or not?
Yes.
You invest in fixed term deposit. We are expecting some investment certificate or fixed term deposit document. So if you want to
Yeah.
maintain like that, what we need to do is go to correspondence activities, define correspondence activity money market, take your company code, new entries, take your product
Aditya.
category. Yes, go on.
So you have defined 2 roles. Yeah, you have defined 2 roles. So my question is, suppose I have 3 person in the release strategy. So can I add 3?
Yes. Later also you can add. Right now,
So then settlement will be.
yeah.
So last class you have shown us na, that FTR underscore change we have to go and settle it. So 2 times they have to settle it. Then if I have three
One person
release
is taking the
strategies.
responsibility for post the transaction. Another person is taking a responsibility to settle the transaction. Or else, same person can take the responsibility of posting of transaction or settlement of transaction.
No, if I have 3 release strategies, 3 persons will be involved. Means
You can add, no problem. Only you are
so the
going.
second and sorry.
You are
So
adding
I'm
number
saying the
of
second and third person will be releasing it only, na? Settlement they will do second and third.
there. What we are doing is in transaction type, we need to maintain that without settlement. You understand my point? Transaction type need to be
Yeah,
maintained.
that I say that is okay. But my question is, if I have three release strategy and three persons are there to give the approval, so as you say, the first person will create the transaction, and the second person will settle it in FT FTR underscore change. So what the third person will do? Again, the third person will go and settle it only.
No, so see, based in the real time, there are two things are there. Normally, there is two things are there. So one
Mm-hmm.
person create a transaction, another person settle the transaction.
Okay. Okay.
So that is the reason I have taken only two.
Okay. Okay.
Define correspondence activities. What we will do is we need to add a correspondence event to your product type. So take your company code, new entries, let's say FDA. Let me take this. Oh, sorry. Product category it is 510 FDA, transaction type 100. When a person create a contract, then I'm expecting the correspondence. So add a contract. Then sender or receiver type. So counterparty. Then correspondence class. Already the correspondence class deal slips are already delivered in SAP system. Click F4 here. You can find the deal slip. So money market. Just a format, a dummy format. Now you assign your product type, transaction type to this dummy format. When you post any transaction, automatically the system generate a correspondence. So where it will work means if you take like this, FDA 100. I have taken down. So here after entering all the details, so in the top of the screen, you can see correspondence. There you can execute a correspondence. So there is from format, it will display. Then come back, close this. Now come to payment management. In the payment management, what we need to do, this payment management and accounting is completely deals with integration with GL concept. So in payment management, if you want to work with payment management or accounting, we need to structureize the product related to the accounting structure. This is the major concept. Actually, we need to understand very carefully about this. So why? Because is, see, if you are going to payment management, we require a clearing account here. So that clearing account we need to specify. Then accounting. So if you want to work out with accounting, we need to understand the entire logic of accounting. So here under link to other accounting components, there is a predefined format which it is there. You can see that. So under account determination, directly if you go like this, it is very difficult to understand. So if you go like this, if you go to GL accounts, it's very difficult to understand what to debit, what to credit. So the best example is, I will take 30-minute session on this in tomorrow's session. So here you can see HER1. So if you go to HER1 under functions, accounting, here you need to understand the account determination. Check. This is a predefined format. So we need to understand this, what to be debit, what to credit. So like this, we need to discuss somewhat about this accounting structure. So I need a separate time to explain about this. According to that, I will explain step by step so that you can easily understand what to debit, what to credit, how the accounting transaction will be generated. Once these points are done, see here, let's go to accounts. So here you need to maintain symbol, account difference, and also GL account. This is very complicated concept actually. So for this, I'm going to take a separate session for 30 minutes on this concept about the payment and accounting. And first I will explain the syntax. Based on that, I will explain the configuration. Finally, you can understand the entire product configuration. I will take one overview of money market, what we have done in the previous class, what we have done in the today's session, and accounting. Finally, I will come to the end user activity. Okay. Till now, what we have done, I'm going to revise once. So here we have discussed about business partner. Business partner is a quite common concept. Just leave for some time. In the product cycle, what we have done is we had created a product type, we have created transaction type, we have created a flow type, we have created a condition type. So then we updated the organizational setting, transaction management, and correspondence. But along with this, accounting is the key factor. So that I will cover tomorrow, and also I will complete that, and I will come across with end user activities. Once the end user activities is done in money market, we will take one revision on this in tomorrow's session itself. So that finally we will close the money market concept, and you have a time to do the practice. So I will start with foreign exchange instrument. Okay, just give me the time, because for the accounting also I need to check once.